Detroit.
My bad, my
We,
bad, my
we the
bad.
best. We the best insulters. Nobody better.
I'm done.
Nobody but
Not
We
we
started.
the
We started. We
best.
started insults. Insults started
Not
in Detroit.
DJ Khaled. We the best. Insulters.
You know what
But
I'm
then I
saying?
was gonna say, Matt, what about like, they always say that the nobody cares about the truth when the lie sounds better. So if the guy you don't know a lot about and from looking at him you gauge him a certain way, you could wrap that up too, depending on how and make it something.
right.
Could you not
But
also
but
You
I'm
ever
I'm
got
not
in
gonna
there?
I'm not just gonna make something up because that's
Oh,
not
you can't go in there and just lie on him.
nah.
not lie, but let's say you look at him and you gauge him to be quote unquote soft. You can make that a bar and then keep barring off that until you feel differently by maybe something he says to
Look,
you.
but look, the only thing I knew about him was that he rapped with Cassidy and he's a blood.
But what
So
if
I
your
took
opponent?
that.
What if your opponent is a decorated Detroit general? Then what?
I figure out a way to turn that into a weakness.
Yeah, I ain't got no weaknesses, bro.
You only a decorated Detroit general because Detroit is like it's not New York.
Why you think
This
Detroit
you
is?
see,
Why you
it's
think
gonna
Detroit is
turn
not New
in.
York?
I don't want y'all to battle. That's what it's always gonna
Nah,
turn
nah.
into
He
a
talk. He
state to
talking. He talking greasy. He
state.
talking greasy. I know. I know this rap language. He talking greasy to me. I mean, I
I
gotta
ain't
show up. I gotta show up with all my Detroit niggas. You know what I'm saying?
right. I ain't coming.
So I
Uh,
gotta. I
you
gotta
get
make sure. I
you
gotta make sure that
need
they
to gas.
reacting to every line.
You
You know
need
what
to
I mean?
gas. This what I'm saying. Do legends only because there's no crowd, bro. It's just bars.
I ain't no legend, bro.
Nah,
Hey,
Royce,
Math, let me ask you another question, bro.
yeah.
So, like, and I'm serious. I'm curious about this. So, like, I've watched a lot of the URL, the grind
I
time.
never get curious, nigga.
I've
Oh, I
watched. No,
not know
no.
everything.
Royce, I like you.
Royce Wilding. All right, so I'm curious to ask you because it's like great opportunity. So, like I've seen a lot of these battles, and I've noticed there is a difference between like the majority of the URL and some of the grind time vibes. I notice it's a different energy for the most part, right? But let me ask you this. Um, so could a person in that circuit, in your opinion, could somebody win strictly off a technique, or is it going to be more about how direct them hits are to the personality and to the person?
But that
Like,
all
could you?
that all falls within the technique. You know what I mean? It's you can't just go up if somebody's talking directly to you and you're just rapping like, okay, I'll shoot you in the head or I'll catch you across town and I'll shoot you in the leg. That's
Yeah, that
not
happened to
gonna
me
work.
before.
You get killed. You're gonna get killed. Like if you watched me versus Hollow, as a very personal battle, like we were good friends. He was
Yeah,
part of the
I saw
crew.
that one. I
We
like
Yeah,
that.
I
that
split
know
was
up.
that.
uncomfortable to watch for me. I felt weird.
Y'all fell out behind the shit.
No, we fell out before that, and that's how the battle happened.
Yeah,
Right.
Oh,
That's
so
what
y'all
happened.
settled y'all beef through a battle?
Lab,
They ain't
Um,
don't
they,
start
they
your
ain't settle it though, lab.
Boom!
bullshit.
See
They ain't
how it
settle it.
came full circle? See
right.
how
It
that
ain't.
came full
It's not full
circle?
circle. It's not full
I'm
circle. They
fucking
didn't
with you.
settle
Hey,
it.
look,
They didn't
I'm
settle it.
fucking with you, boy.
But they didn't settle it.
Nah, it was more of just big brother just kind of reminded little brother like,
Oh, now y'all brothers. Okay, okay,
you
yeah,
know.
You
that's what
know
you're
what,
saying. Cause
Roy?
lab.
I'm out of here. Roy. I'm sick of you. I'm sick of you.
Oh man. Hey
But
man, me and you
He
gonna
got
fall
me
out,
looking
man.
at his battles now. I'm like over here watching. So, Mav, you real active with this shit, huh?
yeah, I'm one of the guys, man.
They
One of
got a
the
couple.
guys.
He got a couple on
Nah,
there.
nah. I'm
I
saying
got a couple
I
on here.
years ago, like 10 years ago, I was more into it. But in the last few years, I haven't been paying attention. But now that I'm looking on here, I see you
He
four
got a
months
few.
ago.
He
I
got a
said,
few.
Like
I said,
recent though. He like
yeah,
recent, like coronavirus recent.
right.
I
yeah.
helped him out with a couple. You know what I'm
Nah, he.
I think I got about 46 battles in total.
Damn, that's decent. That's
You got a
decent.
lot of. You got a lot of classics too, man.
I
Yeah.
might still. I might have a DVD still with you on it, man. Because I still have like
Smack
maybe five
DVDs.
or six. Yeah, I have Smack. I have the come up because my uncle and Fendi went to high school together, so I have a lot of come up DVDs. They would come to my house, but like I really used to. That's why my uncles, and that's probably why I know rap the way I do. Like I would sit. I was always like super intrigued because my uncle used to be like, "Oh, you can't come with me to the back." You like, "Why I can't come?"
Right.
but he would
Wow.
bring me like the DVDs always so I could
I,
watch.
I mean, I thank God for YouTube, because once YouTube came around and they
Yep.
started posting up all the smack stuff, you saw how much people would go back and watch the battles as opposed to the interviews.
Yes.
And that's kind of like how the whole URL started.
In Detroit, right?
I'm done with it.
Just so
Did
we
you
just so
guys
we
see
clear.
the one on the hip
In
hop award? I
Detroit?
mean, on the BT
Yeah,
Awards?
yeah. I think that shit started in Detroit, if I'm not mistaken, right, Blab?
Nah, that ain't started in Detroit. Not at all.
It didn't. Oh, okay.
Nah.
My bad. My bad.
I
My
know
bad.
what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about, the X Factor, Mook, and all that, but nah, they didn't
Yeah,
start.
no, I ain't necessarily talking about that. I'm just talking about how we be starting everything. Sometimes I just get
You know
Pretty
what?
much Detroit is the
yeah, I just
Garden of
get confused.
Eden of
I just get confused. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, but you
Detroit,
guys are in a
what?
different space now.
Detroit, what?
Detroit is in a different space now, so it's cool. It's all right.
We ain't in a different space, bro. We in the same space. Same space. Same space. You know what I'm saying? Like we started house, techno,
Okay.
hip hop,
breakdancing, breakdancing,
breakdancing. We created violence, hot sauce.
Country,
vegan
Not
food, vegan
created
food.
Yeah,
violence.
country and western.
Cartiers. Y'all
Definitely
ever heard of
Cardi.
Better Made Hot? We created that.
White tees, white tees.
White tees.
Nah, we ain't create white tees. We ain't create
Oh, my
white tees.
bad, my bad, my bad.
We did this thing that we do sometimes. We took the white tees. We didn't create them. We just took them, made them ours. Y'all ever did that
Okay.
before? Okay then. Okay then.
I'm
All right.
sick of. I'm
All cap.
in
All cap.
battle
Keisha,
rap.
Keisha
Cap,
speechless.
cap.
no. I'm sick of Royce today. When Royce, I gotta be yelling at people in the shade room now tomorrow. Thank you, Royce, defending you, cause Benzino Head and Shoulders got on there saying he wanna
He want to
fight
box
you
yo.
and Eminem. I'm the Don King under there. Like, well, let's set it up then.
Wow.
Let's set it up.
Royce, you
Um,
great box
Royce,
Benzino?
Royce, I
You
bet you
gonna
never
box
knew
him, yo?
years ago
Royce,
when I was
that man
like a
said after
teenager.
he box you though, even if you knock him out, he getting up and hugging you. I don't know how that's gonna work, but
bro, listen, let me tell you something.
I tune in.
This man been yelling at his camera for 20 years. 20 years, you hear me?
He
20
Yo,
is
you know,
years.
sick of y'all.
He waits until the middle of a global pandemic to announce that I'm gonna have to see him out here.
way back
I've been
in the
traveling.
day,
Hold on, I've been traveling the
uh,
country for 20 years. He been in the game the whole time that I've been in the game. I've never crossed paths with him. I've never been in the same room with him. We literally have never seen each other, never been in the same room. So we ain't bumped into each other all this time. Why would we bump into each other now? Where we gonna bump into each other at?
right,
Kroger? You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So
Y'all
yeah,
both give me
of course,
Whole Foods. I thought it was
of
Whole
course,
Foods.
of course,
Whole Foods.
it's all
Yeah,
the
they
smoke.
give me-
But check this out. So he said he want $500,000, right?
Mhm.
There's not $500,000 in no pot nowhere for anything involving him. You know what I'm saying? Like who? And then you said
Yo,
and then he said he ain't never fought before. He ain't never had his hands in a glove. He ain't never trained. Why would somebody want to pay you $500,000 to do something you don't even know how to do?
it's the
That's
Mayweather theory in reverse. He's
it's a
saying that people will pay
spectacle.
to see him lose.
Right.
Bro, that's exactly what would happen. I'm gonna tell you like this. There's no upside. You know, I'm on code all the time. There's no upside to me beating up on that old man. Ain't no 54-year-old nigga gonna whoop me, not in this lifetime. It'll never happen.
I think Mike Tyson could get you, yo.
Listen, let me tell you something. Bro. Mike Tyson is not 54, first of all. Second of all, this nigga is 54 years old, my nigga. 54 years old.
You like the Benzino
54.
Mike Tyson comparison? You didn't even say that
54.
about that.
54 ain't never fought before. Never fought before. What
Mm.
he gonna do?
Yeah, CTE is
It
real,
ain't
bro.
no, it
I
ain't no
don't do
upside. It
that,
ain't no
bro.
upside to that. That should have look. It'll make us look fucking stupid.
But that's the whole spell. What is he gonna do? That's why
Nothing.
people will watch.
Yeah, well, shit. I mean, all he
Y'all
got to
should
do.
have a chess match. Y'all should play chess with
I
each
don't
other.
even understand what it is even a need to holler about no more, man. It's like no need to be frustrated. Everything is fine. Like it's you said you're gonna see me. You know what I mean? Like we came to a agreement, so it shouldn't be nothing else to
I,
talk
I,
about,
I think
Hey,
it's
Royce.
regrets.
huh?
I think it's regrets. That's the whole
Yeah, that's fine.
Definitely,
thing.
definitely that.
That's
Royce
fine.
has the funniest. Like I ain't tell you this, yo, but yo, I be watching them damn videos when you respond to the shit that people be saying, and it's the funniest fucking shit in the
Yo,
world.
yo, the
I,
bazooka joint is my favorite.
the Inglewood white dude joint, the Mr. Drummond, the
I had
MAGA
to,
Mr. Drummond,
I had to block that
that
guy, man.
shit,
I had to
and the
block him.
rapidy rap backpack nigga shit, that shit, like, oh my god, I ain't even gonna say it. I never mind. I'm gonna keep
Yo,
my
yo,
mouth
Royce,
shut.
you want to hear something funny?
Mm-mm.
Yo, Zeno called me up to diss Eminem years ago, like when I was like barely in my 20s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds about right.
I
That
almost
sound.
did it too.
You should
Almost
have.
did it.
You should have.
That
You
was
should have.
that was the way to get around the shiny suits. But then I saw he was making a whole mixtape full of that shit, and he was dropping it with the sauce. I was like, nah, bro, I'm good on this.
I don't understand how like this is like being passed off as like something that he doing to defend the culture. It's like what are you doing for the culture exactly by stalking homie? You know what I'm saying? Like you're not gonna get him in a boxing ring, and deep down inside of that little brain of yours, you don't want no parts of me in no boxing ring. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like
Mm,
a whole bunch of hot air being blown for nothing. Nobody has a problem with the guy. Nobody looks at him like he's any sort of threat, any sort of like enemy. He's not my enemy, bro. I would prefer to respect my OGs. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
Like
It
I
was
don't
the
have no.
music that was being played when they had asked him when he was saying that he wanted to fight you and Eminem. Somebody they like paused it on the. Oh
Yeah, I did that.
no!
I did
Oh
that.
no! Oh no! No!
He did a whole edit, yo. He had a whole edit.
Well, you know what I really feel like it is. I feel like that Benzino chose boxing against Royce because we all know Benzino bar for bar probably beat Royce, so he probably wanted to figure out something he was more compatible in.
Exactly,
Because
exactly.
bar for
That's
Math,
bar,
amazing. That's
like
amazing.
math,
That's an
bar
like
for
math.
amazing take.
bar, Royce against
Well, he
Benzino,
he
we
he
all
he,
know
he invited me to a
Benzino
versus
gonna
battle
win.
first. He invited me to a versus battle first.
What?
Yeah, that happened too.
Are you
That happened too.
serious? Are you shitting me right now? I can't tell no more. I
And
admit,
he
I don't know
referred
what the
he
fuck is
referred
going
he
on.
referred to his music as his catalog. He said,
Wow.
I know my catalog. I know my catalog is way way iller than yours.
He sure
Mm.
did. And
What's
he
the
That's
verse?
also,
real?
I didn't want to tell you this, Royce, but he also
In
said,
his
what's a
mind,
nickel?
yes.
I didn't want to tell you this, but word on the street is that he also said, what's a nickel to a dime?
Ooh,
Oh shit.
Ooh,
now that
Ooh.
hurt.
Stanzas.
Ooh.
I could I could deal with all the rest of that shit.
Yo, wait. Pause,
Stanzas.
pause,
ooh,
pause,
my
pause. Who's the
mixtape
dime?
drop math when my mixtape is up. What's a nickel to a dime?
Who's the dime? No, pause.
He's
He the
the
dime,
Right.
nigga.
dime.
That's freaky.
He the
That's
dime,
some.
nigga.
That's freaky.
He's the dime.
That man is delusional, bro. Delusional.
What was
Yeah,
that?
that's what I was saying because I was respecting him as far as like being head of the magazine, but I think now it's the era of like the clout thing, like needing something to talk about. Because I don't really see, besides when Royce addressed it the first time, Royce is right, and at least you're good at reading the room. Nobody want to see that Benzine. We're not interested. Like I'm
Bro, I'm
still
not
trying
I'm
to
not
No,
figure
talk
but
out.
I'm not
I,
talking
I
tough.
think I
I'm not
think
talking
Zeno's
tough
whole thing is
back and forth with
ownership.
no black man. No black man. What ownership? We don't own nothing.
No, but what I'm saying is like, all right,
I
you
think
listen
he
to
got a
Suge Knight
crab
talk.
spot in Atlanta, Royce.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear
Really?
that. What you was about to say, man?
Oh,
Like
this is
you
fucking
listen to
crazy.
Suge Knight
I love crabs.
talk. He right now he makes it sound like he was fighting for all black ownership when he started Death Row.
What do we got? What do that have to do with what he was doing with Marshall? What did that got to do with ownership?
That's kind of like where he was going with it, as far as like, controlling the keeping it within the black. You feel what I'm saying?
When have we done that? When have we stood at the gate and determine who
So,
can come in, and then when
right.
have we ever policed the music? When have we
I,
ever policed who can do it and who can't?
I'm not saying
I know
that's
you're
what we
not saying
do.
that.
Right.
I know you're not saying that. I'm just trying to make some sense out of what he's trying to sell y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
But
when
wait a
have
minute,
we
didn't
done
he
that?
roll with the Maze boy? Isn't the Maze a European fella?
Yeah, he white.
Yeah, so I don't know. That's weird. I mean, I don't know. Like,
It ain't weird to them though. He's totally like, yeah, yeah, man, because it's like you need to understand that it's like this comes from the streets. What has he done for the black communities? Like
wait a
what?
minute, didn't Maze try to go in on you or some shit? Because I heard about some other shit. Like it was they. him and the dude Benzino, they was talking, and then he said, "Oh no, Maze was going in on Eminem, right?"
He came into a room I started. He came in. I brought him up on stage. We would debate. Everybody was kind of like debating, but he just went a little too far. He
Yeah.
went a little too far. He went a little too far with his whiteness. So we had a little
But
bit
ain't
of a
that
moment of.
ironic though? You don't think that's ironic?
I think it's very ironic. I think everything he was asking me was just like, yo, these are all of the questions you should be asking yourself. You two niggas do nothing for the culture, bro. I can detail a whole dissertation of shit that I do in my community daily. I can it's documented things that I do to move the culture forward and things that I do in our communities. And I have no history of being any sort of opportunist that's willing to like hold on to some relationship based off of something I think I can get out of it, knowing somebody is a racist. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like nobody's telling you not to be upset about it. Nobody's saying you not entitled to feel how you want to feel. Just stop telling me how I'm supposed to feel or how I'm supposed to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
they want to be able to control how I deal with it. Oh no, you're supposed to cut them off. Well, who the fuck are you? Like who are you to tell me who to cut off? You know what I'm saying? White
Right.
man, you in here asking all these questions. What have you done? Well, I started the source, the hip hop Bible. I'm like, man, if you don't get the
Wait
fuck out of
a minute,
here.
who is that? Is he in here? Is that him? Who is
No,
that just
Dave
now? Who is that? Dave?
Dave Mays, you wasn't in the room when we was
I
talking.
was there.
I started the source, the hip hop Bible. Hey, nigga, fuck out of here.
That's
Wow.
arrogant as shit,
It's the impressions for me, Royce. You've been
right? Because I thought he was in the room. I
we
was
gonna
like,
get.
oh
Let me
shit.
All
start getting you your acting role together. Your
Well, how do you feel to know he came from Kansas City, Missouri? He's not even from Detroit. He made those tapes. He wasn't 16, he was 19. And he's never been with a black woman. How does that feel?
Damn, he know his. Wow,
That
That's
nigga
that's
told me
investigative
he told
journalism.
he told me he did his research. I'm like,
Wow.
man,
Tell him to
well,
battle Eminem then. Shit,
my
fuck
my
it.
biggest my biggest pet peeve is like a know-it-all. It's like you telling me you did your research. You know what I mean? You brought your ass in this room and you telling me all about one of my people who you don't know from a can of paint. And because you just want it to be the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like all of these things they want Marshall to be, it's other motherfuckers in the culture doing all these things, but they don't hold them responsible, liable. They don't check nobody. They don't fucking ask nobody else no questions. It's just hyper focused on Marshall for 20 fucking years straight, bro.
Was it because he turned down an interview or some shit? Wasn't
Well,
it something like that?
That's why he talks about me because when Slaughterhouse signed to Shady, they Hip Hop Weekly reached out to get us to do an interview. Now at that time, my manager's wife was going through a lawsuit with Benzino and the Source, a sexual discrimination lawsuit, and it was
Oh
like nasty.
shit.
It was nasty, so I just kind of like stayed away from it with respect to
Right.
both of them. You know what I'm saying? So we just declined respectfully,
Right.
and he been going off ever since. So
Damn.
people think that me and him are having discourse because I'm defending him because for whatever reason they want me to be the guy who just steps up and defends him for everything. You know what I mean? Like they're dying for me to be that guy and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, wait, man, you shouldn't. Well, why don't you let him talk? Who the fuck said I was talking for him? You know what I'm saying? Like
I
what
said that
beef?
for
What
you a
beef?
day in a room. I said
What
that for you.
what
I
beef?
said we
What
not.
beef have I ever went and injected myself into? I'm a
Yeah,
Detroit nigga. I've
right.
been in real beef, not that baby beef that them niggas was going through. You know what I'm saying? I squashed all of Eminem's beef. That's the only thing I ever had to do with any of his problems. Same thing I did with Joe. I ain't did nothing for Marshall that I ain't do for Joe. Nobody
Right.
said, yo, you always defending Joe. I don't like when people talk about my
That's
friends,
true.
especially not
Yeah.
suckers. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
That's true. Cause I
I
was
know that's
telling them,
right.
somebody was like, "Oh, I was in the room," and they were like, "Oh, Ping Royce in the room. He follows you." And I kindly said, and you know that I said this, Roy. Listen to how I'm gonna say. I was like, "Yeah, Ryan Montgomery is not Esquire, is not Marshall Mathers attorney at law." I was like, every time y'all got something to say about Eminem,
Dog, I wasn't
y'all
even around.
y'all put a
I
case on
wasn't.
Royce.
Me and Marshall wasn't even speaking when they had that thing going on. I have nothing to do with that. That man, he has no reason to bring my name up, especially not in the context of fighting, bro. You asking a motherfucking tiger to go tiger. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand, bro.
And I always feel
I
like
thought I
you.
would
I
go
always
through
feel
my
like you
whole career
neutralize
without
it
ever
too.
being challenged to a fight by a rapper.
Y'all could just use hip hop culture and break dance it out or do graffiti or You know, have a DJ
Don't laugh.
contest.
Right.
Laugh. Stop that.
He really said that
I'm,
though.
I'm saying it's like that's the beauty of the culture. They could just
No, but
hey,
that's part of right. That's another why I was annoyed
Royce
in
and
the
Benzino bar for bar.
That nigga said, I got niggas
Yo,
calling me from
I
all
put
yo,
calling me from
300 on Royce.
all kind of cities, nigga. Like it can go past the boxing gloves.
oh wow.
Oh,
He
that
didn't say that.
sounds crazy. He
He
didn't
didn't
say
and you
say
know
that.
that.
what's so funny? We will make fun of niggas for keeping it on wax, and then when somebody get killed, like when the whole Pac and Biggie thing happened, all of our black men were killing each other.